What's going on, guys? The Fat MMA Critic back for another UFC. It's UFC on Fox Shogun versus Vera. We're gonna whiz through like always the prelim card, which is on Fuel TV. First fight is a flyweight bout between John Moranga versus Ulysses Gomez. I'm going for Ulysses Gomez. The next fight on the card is a featherweight bout between Manny Gamburian versus Michihiro Omigawa. It's a tough one to call. It's pretty much a pick'em, but I'm leaning more towards Omigawa. I think he might take this one. Next fight is a heavyweight fight between Philip DeFries versus Ollie Thompson. I'm going to go for DeFries. The next fight is a featherweight bout between Josh Grispi versus Rani Yahya. I'm going for Rani Yahya. The next fight is probably the most, probably the second most one-sided fight on the whole card. Phil Davis versus Wagner Prado. I'm going for Phil Davis by whatever he wants. And the last fight on the prelim card is Cole Miller. It's at featherweight versus Namfam. Cole Miller last time out lost to Steven Seiler. That was in his featherweight debut, so it wasn't really a good look. And then after that, he's got this fight. He's fighting Namfam, who lost to Mike Brown, I believe, last time out. He lost to Jimmy Hettis last time out. And then I believe he got a win against, because he got that rematch against Leonard Garcia, and won that, obviously. He also lost the unanimous decision to Mike Brown. I'm going to go for Namfam because he always brings the fight. You know, Cole Miller, for me, doesn't really look too good at this weight, and I think Cole Miller, I don't know, something about Cole Miller at the moment. I liked him at lightweight, but then he kind of was going on a little bit of a slide, and I just think it's going to continue for him. I just don't think he's going to be too successful at featherweight, so I'm going for Namfam. We have now the main card of the evening. On Fox, obviously. The first fight, there's 4 fights on the main card. The first fight is at welterweight bout. Mike Swick coming back after a 2.5-year layoff versus DeMarcus Johnson. Now, excuse me, I'm going to say here very quick that I'm picking DeMarcus Johnson, and the logic behind this is I would never, ever pick DeMarcus Johnson over someone of a caliber of Mike Swick, but I can't in this instance, considering that Mike Swick hasn't fought for 2.5 years, and he's also lost the 2 fights coming into this, so he hasn't had a win for maybe 3.5 years. Also, he hasn't fought for 2.5 of them with injuries and this, that, and the other. So it's very hard for me to pick someone who hasn't fought for 2.5 years when you've got someone like DeMarcus Johnson. Fair enough, he's lost, I think, 3 out of his last 6 fights, so he's like 3-3. But within that 2.5 year period that Mike Swick's been out, this guy's fought 6, nearly 7 times. You know, so you have to give it to DeMarcus Johnson because he's going to be the fresher guy in there. You know, you've got someone like Mike Swick, his cardio going to be an issue. Ring rust for sure's got to be an issue. You know, so yeah, I'm going for DeMarcus Johnson. I think he might eke out a decision here. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me too much if Mike Swick won, but it's really hard for me to pick him, just, you know, considering what I've just said. The next fight is a lightweight fight between Joe Lauzon and the comeback of all comebacks, Jamie Varner. I'm picking Jamie Varner. I think he's going to continue this rise up the ladder to maybe getting a shot or coming into contention. I think if he beats Joe Lauzon, he's definitely in contention as a top. Definitely, I would put him in the top 10, beating Edson Barboza and Joe Lauzon. 2 very good names in that division, considering Joe Lauzon. Fair enough, he's coming off a loss to Anthony Pettis, but before that he did beat Melvin Gillard. Jamie Varner, you know, had a pretty good slide into, you know, being a shit MMA fighter. You know, he lost that gay dude who was on the Ultimate Fighter, Dakota Cochran, in some random promotion. It might have been Titan, actually. title and fighting championships. But got a couple of wins, a couple of quick wins over some okay guys. I mean Drew Fickett and some other random guy, and then got the call up to fight Barboza. Owned Barboza for those 3 minutes that they fought before he knocked him out, and yeah, it was a fantastic fight. I mean, whoever put money on Jamie Varner won a nice chunk of money that night. So yeah, I'm going to go for Jamie Varner. I don't know if he'll stop him. He might be able to stop him with strikes, but I don't think he's going to stop him on the ground for sure. But it could go to unanimous decision. But I'm picking Jamie Varner. The co-main event of the evening is a light heavyweight fight between Lyoto Machida and Ryan Bader. Machida's at the moment 1-3 with losses against Shogun, John Jones and Rampage Jackson. Ryan Bader's coming off 2 wins, one against Jason Brills and the other one against Rampage. I think Machida is going to run through Ryan Bader. It's a tough one. It is a tough one because if Machida does lose this fight, then you do have to question yourself and think, hold on, he's now 1-4 in his last 5 fights. The guy who was 16-0, the Machida era, all this bullshit, and who's now 1-4. Not a good look at all. Not a good look. But I doubt that's going to happen. I really doubt that. I'm picking Ryan. Not picking Ryan Bader. I'm picking Lyoto Machida. I think it's going to be a stoppage within the first or second round, probably due to strikes. Because I don't think Ryan Bader is going to be good enough of a wrestler to get Machida on the ground, and if he does, he probably gets submitted anyway. The main event of the evening, drum roll. This isn't going to take me too long to tell you what's going to happen with this fight. It is Mauricio Shogun Rua versus Brandon Flatnose Vera, and the reason I say that because he gets his nose broken in every fight. Really quick, Shogun's gonna win this fight by however way he wants to. He can take it to the ground and submit him. He can knock him out within 2 seconds. It doesn't really matter. Brandon Vera. Let's just have a look at his record quickly, just to give ourselves a bit of a laugh. His last 4 fights, lost against Randy Couture, unanimous decision. Got absolutely crushed by John Jones. He broke his orbital bone. Got absolutely owned by Thiago Silva for 3 rounds, where Thiago was actually just slapping him at one stage. Then he got cut, but because that was a no contest because of Thiago Silva, I think, gave in like horse urine or something to the Nevada State Athletic Commission. They brought him back, and he beat Elliot Marshall, who, and he couldn't even finish Elliot Marshall, got unanimous decision. And then we've got Shogun, who, he is Mr. Inconsistent. I mean, if you take into consideration his last 4 fights, he's got win against Machida, loss against John Jones, win against Forrest Griffin, lost against Dan Henderson, and now I have to. In my opinion, he's gonna win this by knockout or TKO, because his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins have all come by KO or TKO. 5 wins, and this is back in the day. We're talking now. We're talking 2007, Overeem, he knocked him out. Then he TKO'd Mark Coleman, KO'd Chuck Liddell, KO'd Machida, and then KO'd Forrest Griffin. He's coming off an epic fight against Dan Henderson. It was a big to-and-fro battle. But like I said, whatever I'm saying now is bullshit. It doesn't really even matter, because Machida's going to win. Shogun's going to win by whatever way he wants. Most likely this is going to be a first round, very, very quick stoppage. I think Shogun wants to go out there and prove something. He can prove that, Brandon Vera shouldn't even be in the same, cage as him. A quick one. I believe on the undercard there was also there's supposed to be a fight between Ben Rothwell and Travis Brownie. Now, Ben Rothwell pulled out due to a an ankle injury. I've heard that they're going to bring in a guy called Devin Cole to face Travis Brownie. I don't know 100% if that's going down, but I think it looks like it's probably going to go down. So I've seen by a lot of MMA sites go onto MMAbay.co.uk and check it out there. But I think he is gonna fight Devin Cole, and if that happens, I'm picking Travis Brownie. I did have Ben Rothwell beating Travis Brownie, but Devin Cole should be no competition for Travis Brownie. Okay, that's that done. This is going down the 4th of August. Then we have not that long to wait afterwards, the 11th. We've got UFC 150. Ben Henderson versus Frank Edgar. I'm looking forward to that. If you like this, guys, go on to www.mmabay.co.uk. I am the brand new co-host for their weekly podcast. I'm on the Sunday shows, but check out the Wednesday shows. They're all full of fun facts and the latest MMA news. So check that out. I will probably put a link to the website in the whatever thing below. And yeah, so check it out. Enjoy the fights.